feels great. It feels humbling that after so many years, people still have so much passion about my music, and it was a humbling crowd. A lot of people came out, and we started a bit late, teaching in Zambian time, but the thing that stuck out to me the most, you know what I mean? We've been performing almost every weekend since 2010, 2011. This show was special to me because not only was I telling my story, but also people were there willing to listen to this story that's been told. People stuck around till somewhere 4. That's when I was leaving the stage, you know. The number one thing is you have to settle down with someone who really understands the business, who really understands what you do, and really knows it will get worse sometimes. I think I've been blessed enough to have such a wife. You know, she understands what we do, she knows the business, and she knows sometimes it's hectic. Sometimes I'm not home for a month. But as long as we are all on the same page, as long as she knows exactly what's going on, then she's good. Family keeps you thinking, okay, now it's not just me. Like now, if I fail, it's not just me who's failing. Everybody else is failing. So now you have to be more conscious. Sometimes you want to take all your money and push towards being this international superstar, or sometimes you just want to build security for you and your family. So you want to invest in more realistic things. More realistic things, yeah. Nowadays, hip-hop is on the south side. It's more trap than anything. You have to change, you know what I mean? You have to adapt. You have to go with what's happening now. Whether you like it or not, it takes money to push music. You know what I mean? All these industries that are doing exceptionally well, like SA, Nigeria, Tanzania, they're industries where people earn like real money off the music. Like people actually buy music, people actually go to concerts. Going international is not making international music, because we already do that. That's not what we need to do. What we need to do is to finance the marketing of the music. It's not just having your music playing on Trace or on MTV Base. These people who have their music videos play, they have publishers. Their music is on heavy rotation. It's playing every 30 minutes or every hour, you know what I mean? So if you take your music video there and it shows once a week or twice a week, it's nothing. You will never get noticed. And what happens is, like, the music that plays on Trace is not really the music that's popular in Zambia. You know that. The music that's popular in Zambia is music that's playing on ZNBC or on Combon Radio or on Hot FM, or it's really the local radio stations that dictate what people are going to be listening to. If I want to make a mark in South Africa, I need to be on SABC, I need to be on the local stations there. And all that takes money. And right now, whether you like it or not, our music is not that sustaining. I don't make millions of money for me to run like an international campaign where I'm able to pay publishers or people who are going to do all the running up and down. I can't do that. You know what I mean? And that's why it has taken Zambian music so long to blow up out there. Zam doesn't make any money. Zam doesn't have them. You can't help the poor if you're one of them. All the songs that have done exceptionally well, like Roberto Zamarula or Mampi's Walilo Welela, all those songs are just genuinely good music that could not be ignored. It's not like it was marketed well or whatever. No. Every now and then we get like a song from elsewhere that no one brought, but it just makes it big in Zambia. It's like that. You get tired, man. You get tired, because the question that mostly arises is, do I get the money that I'm getting right now and invest it in my future, saying, in case this music doesn't work out, I've got this business that's working for me, or I've built houses for me that will eventually look after me? Or do I get this money and push it towards becoming this international superstar? So it means making way more expensive videos or traveling every month to a different country to try and get my music out there. Do I do that? Which is really a gamble if you look at the history of
how many people have tried.
Or do I just use this money and invest here in myself, in something that will be way smaller?
See, now that's the question with every average fan out there. They think you and Slapdee and a few others are not really stepping up to the plate. They think you can do it, just like you've said. But you just comfortable with this area here.
Nobody's comfortable, man. Like, I'll tell you this, people have bigger dreams. But you see, with music, it's about passion, it's about the hunger. And whether you like it or no matter how passionate you are, at some point it begins to die out. You know, the hunger and the passion that an upcoming artist has will never be compared to an artist who's been in the industry for 15 years. They can't have the same passion, they can't have the same drive. Yeah, but what keeps us going is that the dream has always been bigger. The dream has never been to be a Zambian superstar, but an African superstar or a global superstar. That's the dream. So as long as you don't get that dream, you always have that fire in you. Music is a business, and like any business, before you put out any product, you research, you have a target audience, you research your market before you put out. What happens if you discover that the market that's out there wants the Western sound, or you would easily penetrate the market if you give them the Western sound? What happens? I think the most important thing that we should know is that as an artist, I'm not inclined to make Zambian music. Like, it's not my job. My job is to make good music. And the stupid thing that any artist can do is to go to the States and try to make better music than the Americans themselves. It's impossible. It's the same way that a lot of people out there feel when you are a Zambian and you make Nigerian music and you try to conquer Nigerians with their sound. They're like, God, we invented this sound. We're the best at it. You can't threaten us. You can't even challenge us with our own sound. But over the years, because of the internet and people just travel nowadays, it's become a global village. You know, you'd find that South Africans are making house. So I think making a trendy sound is not really wrong. You know what I mean? What's wrong is losing your identity. Like, I can make a Mr. Easy sounding song and it will still have a lot of Macky2 in it. Rappers that I really respect in this country, or that I feel like this guy can really rap, most of them sound American. I give you the likes of Critic or Kamsta or all these guys. They don't sound Zambian, but I respect the art, because at the end of the day, the main thing is it good music? You want the music to be on radio or playing on the streets for even people to say it was a good album. No matter how great the album is, if it's not commercial enough, then people all of a sudden feel like, I've listened to Slap's album, and because it's mostly hip-hop and it's not too many commercial songs, or at least not commercial for this market, people feel like it's not as good as The Amnesia or whatever. Decent album, but people wouldn't, like, when people make comparisons, they always say The Amnesia album is better. Okay, in my opinion, it's better. But I think the main reason is he had a lot of commercial songs on the project. He still had like Maezi, and he had a bunch of songs for you. You know what I mean? It wasn't really like, this is a hip-hop project. It was really just a project for people who would appreciate great Zambian music. Whether you like it or not, or whether I like it or not, or whether I'd want to accept it or not, that whole beef thing kind of helped us both. It kept him relevant. It still kind of keeps him relevant, you know. It does the same to me. The more people debate about it, the more people kept us relevant, and people want to listen to whatever I put out. No, I didn't participate that is to allow for to criticize win. And so people will listen to whatever we put out. I think Flavor Boy is not as popular as Macky2.
You sure?
I'm positive. What Flavor Boy does is he makes Macky2 more appealing. He's like a great beat that Macky2 raps on. So what I'd do is every now and then I'd have, like, in every song, almost every song now, is even when I rap throughout, there's a melody somewhere, or I'll drop in a melody just so that people could sing along. Now, everything was taught in song, man. Even basics like the weekdays, they always teach us Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's easy. Like, if it's a melody, it has a way of being stuck in your memory bank. You know what I mean? You can easily remember something that is taught in a melody. That's what Flavor Boy brought to Macky2. Macky2, harder to remember bars than melody. You know what I mean? Macky2 had bars, but he needed something that would be catchy, something that people could sing along to and easily remember. That's what Flavor Boy brought to the brand. Even up to now, it works, but Flavor Boy is not as popular as Macky2, believe me.
Man, Wakamba Macky2, finally! What happened to that controversial guy we knew back in the day? I mean, you weren't afraid to speak your mind on anything, from music to politics to social issues.
I don't know. I think right now, controversy still sells, but it's not the route I want to take right now. Right now, we're trying to be is it more radio friendly? Appealing to almost everybody now. So that takes a lot of filtering and censoring.
Just get him one more time.
To everybody that I let down for dumbing my flow down. To everybody that kept thinking, why did it slow down? Everybody thinking, why saenda international? Saziba ita flow sifuniko pele la chekuno. Ataba mapale basangwa nefisakulo. Fusa mwila akuuza niyo kosa kendulo. Awe tetulo, kufuma fe kuntulo. Nali tanti kentanti kosha kutupimia mufedulo. Bantu awe kuno kwesu tualishalila. When I tell him about my dreams, watila awe ulabaila. I'm getting weaker by the day. I think maybe it's the money that's leading in my straight. Now my fans bambo taba, bambo chinja makampu. But he's still king wa madunga na marapu. Long live Mulaza, basiye badaute wazakumbuka palaza. There will never be another. Nifunika kuseni munga chabe babalaza. Somebody pray for me. The price of fame, too much, somebody paid for me. I paved the way for rappers, now they got the nerve to pontaka. It's okay, mukawela ngamwa ponsoka. Wapaka beba na maposa, na vene siniziba badipize baninyosa. You can't walk in my shoes, olo wanude. Why should I kesu nanipase kolo wanungwe? Olo wanungwe, lindilani muzaona umumunuye. Lindilani muzaona umumunu, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a tough year, but we made it through, man. This ain't even a song, man. It's just me getting some stuff off my chest.